5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This video is sponsored by Geopolitical Republic, the precious metals experts. Talk to one of their experts today about diversifying your portfolio to help assure your future financial security. Find their contact information in the description below and pinned in our first comment. God bless True Gold. All right, the only real money, right, guys? All right, tonight we're going to go over all kinds of things, kind of an open session. Call in, whatever you want to make it. Make sure I got a phone on me before I say that. James Kaufman here, World News Report today. Today is May 9th, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Hey, Catherine, and ring that bell for critical future updates. Hey, Christo. Hey, Rachel. That's right, Rachel, I'm a silver stacker. I've got 5,000 ounces, and it's shooting up right now. It's at what's called resistance right now. If it breaks through 2613 on the SLV, which is an ETF, exchange traded fund, that will push, all the derivatives will push silver up over 30. Now, I begged y'all to buy silver. I got on my knees and filmed myself at 1325, and I had two ladies email me, both ladies, and I sent them to JD Bullion and American Precious Metal Exchange and SD Bullion, and I've been doing some research, and True Gold Republic is a top 10 seller of gold and silver here in the U.S., rated wise, Google ratings and all the ratings. So y'all check them out. I prefer silver because the silver ratio historically has been 15 to 1, and right now it's not. It's 80 something to 1 perhaps. I haven't been trading this week, but between 80 and 90 to 1. Historically, 1 ounce of silver is 1 day's worth of pay. So it probably should be worth about $200 right now. And that would be only 10 times, where historically it's been 15 times, which would bring it up to about 310 per ounce. And if you have BU, brilliant uncirculated silver eagles, well, they're worth a few dollars more than that. So, what are y'all up to tonight? Hey, Maryland, how's Dallas treating you? Did you make it through the storms? Everything's headed to me. If y'all remember, I live in that county right there. And in the tip, and I have, some storms headed my way. I'm afraid. Some of this stuff's going to be old. I want to go over today's forecast. It goes right through my house here. It's headed this way in the next few minutes. Tomorrow's forecast just covers Georgia and Florida. Thank God. I think everyone gets a break. At least we did. Yes, everyone gets a break on Saturday, except for the solar storm that's going to hit. Now, a G4 is unprecedented, at least in my 10 years of watching solar weather. Plenty of G3s out there, but a G4 is unprecedented. And they're actually going to do a news release tomorrow on mainstream media. I'll show you. I couldn't believe it. It's scheduled for Friday, May 10th. They want to discuss the possibilities. For us here in the U.S., this is going to happen tomorrow evening. So I'm going to be live at about 5, and we're going to see what happens. We'll stay live from 5 to midnight for 7 hours, I guess, and we'll see what hits. I've counted 6 coronal mass ejections, and there's a possibility that all 6 of them will have an Earth component to them. There's also a probability that several of them, they think 3 of them, may join and create a cannibal coronal mass ejection or a very large, powerful coronal mass ejection. Maybe the X 2.25 will catch the other M9 and M9.7 because it's going to be moving so much faster. That's at least what NOAA, NASA, and the ESA is counting on. If y'all want to see a full update of this, go to our other channel, and I'll go there real quick because y'all need to see some stuff, okay? Y'all need to see some stuff for sure. And the best way to get there is the easy way. Put at World News Report 1, and that's it. That's all you got to put. Now, why didn't this come up right? Maybe I didn't put it in there. Let me get it in there. At World News Report 1, search. I guess I didn't hit the search bar. Sorry, guys. That probably wasn't a good thing. Oh, World News Report 1. There's an S in there, and we come up first. This is what I want to show you guys. China just released a flyover of our USS Ronald Reagan, which is a nuclear supercarrier, and then its entire battle group. You see 3 ships here, 1 here. That's the entire battle or strike group. That is the USS Ronald Reagan right there. They flew drones back and forth over our strike group in Japan, and nobody in Japan or nobody in any of these ships noticed. No countermeasures were taken. Please, 33 minutes ago, they're trying to suppress this. 43 views, right? 43 views. They're hitting us hard there. World News Report is our other channel here. Lots of members. Also, Great Britain refuses to sign the WHO pandemic treaty. All the countries are signing it on the 19th. This one's doing 88 views an hour. They're trying to hold it back. This one's doing 119 views an hour. And this one, they're not going to let it do anything. I have the actual flyover footage. They posted it, China did, on X. They posted it, all the flyover videos on X, but they posted it in April. And the U.S. Navy and Japan found out about it yesterday. They posted it on X, formerly known as Twitter, all the flyover of our carriers, our strike groups. These are 3 battleships right there. There's another battleship right there. I don't know the exact names of the ships, but I know that's the USS Ronald Reagan. It's a nuclear-powered, the big one in the back there, nuclear-powered supercarrier. And the drone flies within a few hundred feet over the carrier. And this is back in April, and no one noticed. And they posted the video up there back in April. Everything's in Chinese, but they posted it on Americans X. No one noticed till yesterday. How unbelievably embarrassing. Imagine if it was a kamikaze drone heading into the nuclear propulsion systems of the USS Ronald Reagan. Please go check this out, guys. I just laid that track down a few moments ago, 35 minutes ago it says, but this is our complete space weather forecast for the day. It tells you everything you want to know. It is 16 minutes long, but I go over everything. It's doing about 156 views. And I can't believe no one wanted to watch this plane crash. I've got it on video. It's a Boeing 767. There was another Boeing today that had gear failure that crashed. Another one. I decided not to even screw with it after getting 306 views. This guy had no nose gear whatsoever. He was a FedEx plane. He tried one time, couldn't do it. Tried a second time, and actually had to let the nose hit the ground It's all on video. I have the whole thing to the stop of the plane. From the touch of the gear to the stop of the plane. World News Report 1 will get you there, and then hit videos. This is our, y'all don't know this, but we only have about 60 F-22 Raptors left. We started out with about 171. We were supposed to have 350 of them. That didn't work out, did it? A lot of them were left during one of the hurricanes at Tyndall in Florida, and they were destroyed. I mean, who leaves an F-22 Raptor stealth fighter? Anyway, this one, of course, lost its gear. And this is a National Guard Air Force base, and they have stop wires like you would see on an aircraft carrier. So this F-22 pilot was able to hook the wire and stop his plane, but he had no brakes, no reverse thrusters. Why is it DEI? What's going on here? What is going on here? A lot of the good videos from, today and yesterday are going to be on this backup channel. Y'all got to see this. It's unbelievable. And I'd love if y'all hear what Trump had to say, because he, I guess, broke the gag order again today. What's $1,000? He just made what? 1.8 billion? And Great Britain, the most important story of the day that I had to put on the backup channel at World News Report today. Great Britain refuses to sign any WHO pandemic treaty that has anything to do with their sovereignty or them listening to the WHO. And they even call them a bunch of rich elites that want to rule your world. It's a brutal article. But they said, no way, go away to the WHO today. Biden is supposed to sign that WHO agreement, pandemic treaty, on the 19th of May. He's already said he would. I don't think that him or Congress has the ability to sign something like that, giving away U.S. sovereignty. I just don't see it. I think the Supreme Court would overrule it within hopefully an hour. If they do sign it, it puts the WHO in charge anytime they think there's a pandemic or they think there's one coming. You might remember that millions of people hit the streets in Japan about 2 weeks ago saying they weren't signing it either. Why do you think they took out the Japanese Prime Minister? It was over this. But this is completely unbelievable. Now, with that said, I wanted to ask you guys what y'all think about shit. We put on 100 subscribers today. They can't stop us. They take away 100. We put on. What do y'all think about our new thumbnails? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I'll actually put a poll up. I am paying a service to AI create these things, and I tweak them, and it does cost a lot of money a month, $50+ a month. So polls. Are the new thumbnails and y'all answer that for me, because I'd love to know. Today was my first day with them. So, DEI, that's what I said in the video, you'll hear me. Are these new thumbnails worth the almost $60 a month I'm having to pay? They're AI generated based on what I say, and then you can tweak them. So I put a little something on the bottom of each one of them, as you can see here. But are the thumbnails worth $60 a month? Now, I'm not earning a lot on YouTube right now. That was something I wanted to try out. So I just did a 1 month. And hopefully I didn't sign something that will keep charging my credit card, but I'll have to look at that shortly. Do y'all like the new thumbnails? I heard the barge sank to the bottom and that the bridge is still workable. So I heard here. All right, I've got a lot of supercells here. We're going to get busy with them real quick here. I'm going to turn some of this stuff up. It's a little bit old. So far today, guys, we've only had, and this one just happened, 115. In Iowa. Wow, that's a strange one. Must be from the second front coming through. Then we saw at 12:30 p.m. and 11:58, and those were both in Georgia. The same tornado coming up and off the ground. This area here is the danger zone right now, but all the supercells are headed into my area. Remember, NOAA is going media advisory. They're doing it. I think this is their first press conference ever. I can't wait to see who they put up there. It's got to be someone from Boulder. And y'all saw a picture of those fat heifers, right? Heifers. It's going to be interesting to see what they have to say. Y'all know that we've never really had a G4 since I've been reporting. We've had some G3s. I guess that's going to register either a KP8 and then a KP9 or 10 would be a G5, and I guess there's nothing higher than that. Or maybe there is. It's called a micronova, right? I guess an X20, which they say the Carrington event was, that arrived in 17 hours, was a G5. I'm not quite sure. That's as high as the scale goes right now, as far as I know. But they do expect and say that we're long overdue for, you can see, issued severe. And they're not talking about perhaps some problems. If we're earth-facing, when the cannibal CME hits, we're going to be losing electricity. I tried to explain to my father, you can't pump gas without electricity. He goes, what do you mean? You can pump gas? I said, no. You're not pumping gas unless you got a 1920 pump that you pump yourself. It's all electrically done. You can't go into a grocery store because the lights are going to be out. They're not going to want anyone in there stealing stuff. So I went, and y'all should tomorrow. And again, this is going to start tomorrow afternoon for us. They gave us a UTC time that turns out to be tomorrow evening. So we will be live to see if this really occurs. I count 6 halo chrome mass ejections from both M9s and 3 or 4 X flares as well, inbound. 6. And there's no telling how that will turn out. But they're going to be on the mainstream media. That's kind of neat. Even the ding-dongs are going to know that the storm's coming. Now, that's kind of scary. What if really it's an EMP and they're setting all this up? Now, I will say, like Dan, we have solar telescopes with solar filters, and the sunspots are definitely there. But we can't see a coronal mass ejection. I think it's so strange that none of the 36 M flares we've had over the last 5 days have created any type of coronal mass ejection that we're facing. Not a one. And then all of a sudden we have 4 to 6 inbound, and they want to do a press conference tomorrow. Let's see if they say for May 10th, evening of Friday, May 10th. I told y'all, y'all get ready. We'll probably go live about 5 tomorrow. Several moderate to strong solar flares since Wednesday. So let me show you what they're looking at since Wednesday. So they're looking at, it says Thursday, and this is Wednesday, 1 X flare, 2 X flares, some M flare in here. They actually called these, they were called 9.58 and 9.0. And then we had a big X 2.25 today and an X 1.09 here. So they're talking about this group of flares here. Obviously, they're moving very fast. The speed they should be moving. If the Carrington event got here in 17 hours, And most CMEs reach here in 25 to 35 hours, 40 at the most. Everything else you hear is BS. I still want to know where those solar winds came from yesterday, up to 600 kilometers per second. Y'all go watch my update on the backup channel, and I will show you. What do you say, CR? I will show you how to get there, because I have to put everything that's controversial, which is what y'all want to watch, right? Over on the other channel right now, as they take their time. I have no idea how bad it would be. It would depend on how many transformers are blown, and how bad the damage is. The Carrington event, the actual telegraph poles burned down, and even the telegraph offices burned down, and the telegraph systems, little they even burned inside the buildings. And that was supposedly, according to history, an X-20. And if y'all watch my videos on both channels, y'all know that this sunspot, now where did that come from, is larger. What are they doing to me? They don't like the way I'm talking. The hell is this? Hold on, guys. All right, I got them. The real one that went through Texas, Donna, I remember that one. The real one that no one, they hid from everyone. All right. So really, guys, you can live off water for 2-3 weeks without having anything to eat. I suggest to fill your tanks, get lots of water, and a lot of people have, and I actually have, a week's worth of non-perishable foods, but it's going to be tough. If your oven and your microwave don't work, you're going to need one of these little stoves, and they're all sold out everywhere. I've already looked. These little stoves that you buy with the butane, right? So we'll see what happens. It could be that it goes out for the day. I heard there were no extra transformers, and they were looking at 12 to 36 months, which for me would be awesome. Could you imagine the IRS being out of business and everything being out of business? Now, I have a ham radio here, and I will start broadcasting if things go out. I'll tell y'all what station. When we go live tomorrow, I'm going to tell you what station I'm going to be broadcasting from. It is illegal for me to broadcast around the world, but I still have one. I didn't take the courses, and I didn't get the license, but if everything goes down, I'll worry about that when they get here, right? How are they going to triangulate my signal with no electronic equipment? Can anyone believe that China flew over our nuclear supercarrier and carrier strike group, and they posted it in April, and no one saw it on X until yesterday? This is the most embarrassing incident. They call it a security breach. I call it DEI, just like you guys do. That might get us kicked off. You can believe it, Dennett? I mean, I can't believe it. If y'all watch how low the drone went, and that is supposedly as counter electronic measures, so a drone shouldn't even be able to come near that ship. That stuff should be on all the time. All those destroyers in that strike group, they should all have the same equipment. Counter electronic measurements means that no electronics can be used within a certain area around those ships, and that wasn't even on. They were just sitting there ready to get Can y'all imagine if a nuclear carrier gets hit by a small kamikaze drone right where the nuclear reactor is? Can anyone even imagine? I just told you how you got there. The backup channel is a YouTube channel. I'm going to say it one last time. That's where I put everything every day. This is the good stuff because I can't put it here. News. Type this into any YouTube search engine, and let me show you why I have to do this. Right? We have to do this. Watch. Your reapplication is under review. You reapplied on April 4th, 2024. We'll review your channel and email you with a decision. Typically, they added the typical word about 2 weeks into. It said within a month. There was no comma here. They put comma typically within a month. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a month and a week, and no one's told me anything. I think they're going to long play this through the election. And guess what? The Supreme Court won't rule. So the FBI and CIA said that they're going to start forcing, listen to this is today, I shouldn't be telling y'all this, they're going to kill the channel, forcing social media companies to take down quote-unquote disinformation. Well, my real information may be your disinformation, and your disinformation may be disinformation. Who's to make those calls? This is freedom of speech. First Amendment. The first thing the Founding Fathers wanted y'all to have was freedom of speech. So you could do exactly what they're trying to stop you from doing. They should all be put under the prison. Under the prison. China owns those ships. Well, you know what? Maybe because they could have taken them out right there. It took us a month to find out they did a flyover. And yes, China is the only country that's not divesting U.S. bonds right now. All the other countries in the whole world are selling U.S. bonds, which is terrible on the bond market. Luckily, China's net buying because they're financially in worse shape than we are, if that's even possible. And of course, all the politicians are sold out. I mean, that's a given. Old Mike Johnson, Shreveport. Get rid of Mike Johnson. Come on, I'm from that neck of the woods. I ought to drive up there and start yelling at people with a bullhorn. He said he's going to protect Jack Smith and make sure the trial goes through. I mean, who would even say something like that as a GOP House Speaker of the House? This guy has his adopted African-American son. That's the person he's elected to make sure that he doesn't watch too much pornography and vice versa. The kid's 12. He's been arrested on drug and gun charges in Shreveport. He's adopted. I think Mike, remember the guy in the Senate on the table on all fours? Yeah, I mean, you could just put Mike's head on him and you would know what Mike is, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? Fill rooftop. Check on the box of what terms of service. You never forfeit your rights. Never forfeit. Explain what you think you know. They're hiding behind something called Rule 230. And what you have to do is figure out how to sue them for something else. And remember, this is a non-monetized channel. I haven't checked shit. I've agreed to no contracts. There's no contracts on this channel. Right? Langley Street. Child, let's go see. What are you, like 12? What are you, like 12? What are you, 12 years old? It's a fake channel. I think I just did Langley Street. And you know what? People like you will be deported. Bye, everyone. Bye, Felicia. Fake channel. Fake, fake, fake. We already knew. Bye, Langley. Bye, Felicia. Brand new fake channel. Fake channel. You know, when you see something like that, you already know what's going on. Just like last night, just like today. It happens to me all day long. They send these are probably agents after me. They already took my eye and probably put a energy weapon through my window. Since then, I have actually put tinfoil over my bedroom window in case they try to attack me again. That night, I lost 90% of the vision of my left eye, guys. So, doesn't bother me. They can't shut me up. I've got so much to say, and I know about every deep state member because remember, I used to work for them on accident. Oil and gas attorney, 35 years. Social media expert, 4 years. Who did I work for? I went to work for the biggest deep state operatives in the world because I knew what was going on and how to get to the top. We'd have over 1 million subscribers right now, but we're stuck. It's so funny to watch them take 100 away a day, and we'll get 200 a day, right? 200 new ones. So like, man, this dude, what do we do with him? Soon they'll just take the channel down, right? That's the next step. I have nothing that breaks any type of guidelines whatsoever, and obviously that guy doesn't have a channel. He's not read the guidelines. I've read every single one of them. And I probably should have tracked him. It would have probably brought us to the Ronald Reagan building on my other computer I'm watching everyone with. I'm watching what's called scripts. That's what's behind here. What makes this visible to you guys. And I probably could have seen where his IP address was coming from. If I would have taken the time, but I'm so tired of trolls, so tired of them, that regularly I just quit messing with them. I know, it's Brandon's crew. They're desperate, guys. They're desperate. You've never met anyone as desperate as this crew. They've got nothing but a bad record, a really bad record. We're going to take a look at all these radars real quick. A really bad record, and that's about it. Damn. All right. This is all headed towards me. Look at the colors. Kind of the worst thing I've ever wanted to see in my life. Those colors are... We're going to do 200. Look. We got the blue. That's a Cat 5. Brian's here. That's my house right here. I mean, they might bring it in. Look at the blue. See down here? That's your barometric pressure. And they're showing you that it's a Cat 5 headed right towards my house. It's, I guess, right here in this corner right here. This is turning into Cat 5 as well. I don't have long because that stuff is moving at 30 miles an hour. Y'all can pretty much see that though, right? Y'all ain't no dummies. We knows that. Let's see if this is still at 200%. Looks like it's... Now, this is Houston. Now, remember, Brian's here. My house is right here, and that's how close. This stuff just passed south of me. We're getting some rain, but no hail yet. They had baseball and softball-sized hail in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Hopefully, who's our old friend? I know she's fake, but Maryland, hopefully Maryland was okay. Look at the pink showing up here and the pink showing up everywhere. And that brings us to about a Cat 2, right? Cat 2 barometric pressure. None of that's on the ground. I will say that is still in Texas here. And let me see if I can locate my home here real quick. Brian, It's right there in that corner right there. I didn't get hit by any of that, so I don't know where that came from. I just went and got dinner at the steakhouse, right? What do y'all think I had for dinner? Anybody care? Care to guess? I had the fried chicken and a side Caesar salad and broccoli. And that's it. All right, so guys, this is a little bit further down the road here. This is going to be Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's going to be all of Jackson, Mississippi. These are not on the ground, and the colors are not horrific, but these are still supercells, and some of these colors are getting horrific looking, down into the 70 range. We just at any time, any of these could drop towards the ground. These are all supercells. We've gotten real lucky today, I will say that, thus far. It's going to be right there. All right, here we are in, where are we next? Whoa. Auburn. Huntsville. Is this Tennessee? Tennessee? No. Alabama is where we're at. Is that Montgomery? That's Birmingham. That's Montgomery. These just passed through Montgomery. Nothing on the ground. Look how strong these supercells are. Heading into Georgia. Let's hope one of them picks up Fannie Willis, although I doubt it could, even if it was a Cat 5. Right? All right. I'm having a little fun tonight. All right, Thursday. Only 4 tornadoes on the ground. 2 in Georgia right here earlier today. 1 in Iowa right here. And the other one in Missouri. And I'm going to we just had that one in Missouri. And it's going to be that one right there. And it was close. Now, the good thing is nothing is in orange or red. Orange means property damage, and I can't believe we've had no people pass away in the last 3 days. This is God is with us, okay? God is with us. Y'all ready for your mainstream media to finally pick up on this cannibal CME? What if nothing happens? Now remember, every time they've actually forecasted, like the 4th and 5th, I'll pull it up right now. Let me show you 2 things that'll piss you off. Hopefully it pisses you off. Hopefully. Remember, just NASA's budget, not NOAA, NASA's budget is $84 billion with a B dollars. Then they contract most everything out via the U.S. government to SpaceX. And then NOAA's budget is, well, we'll have to check, but I know it's more than $50 billion. Good times. All right, what I want to show y'all is 2 things that will just should piss you off. One, and then I know where everything is, unfortunately. When you do this for 18 hours a day, all I do is eat 1 meal and work out. That's it. So you can't really see, but the 4th and 5th, if y'all recall, was supposed to be some hellacious event, and I will show y'all on NASA's Iswood-Goddard spiral, but instead, the 1st and 2nd were unforecasted G3 geomagnetic storms. They're not showing that to you anymore, but look at this. No one has moved or updated the Goddard spiral since that day. That was 10 days ago. This is Earth. Look, 4th and 5th. Remember we waited, and remember they called that out? 4th and 5th, watch. That was the 4th and 5th right there. Hitting the yellow, and then this is, look, that was already there. That's going to be your 10th and 11th. That's going to be your 10th and 11th. Now, they couldn't have forecasted this 7 days ago if it happened yesterday and today, right? It'd be impossible. Nothing happened on the 4th and 5th, a total no-go. No one has modeled one of the coronal mass ejections, not one of them. at NASA. No one's even been to work all week, okay? Nothing. Remember the Soho picture? The Soho picture hasn't been updated since the 30th. Guys, they're in their bunkers. Remember the 4th and 5th? Nothing happened, right? Well, we waited on that 8 days in advance, and then they call this out 12 days in advance, and somehow they get lucky, and now they don't call out the direct coronal mass ejections that we should be seeing off these X flares. It should be black and red headed right towards Earth and above Earth and below Earth and around Earth. It's not even been updated in 12 days. This is the only tool that NASA really has, is the Iswa-Goddard spiral. If anyone gives me any shit in the comments, y'all tell me, and I will take care of it one way or another. Yeah, I think we're in a pole flip, but I think NASA's full of, well, never a straight answer, right? I just want to show y'all they didn't update this for about 12 days now, which is probably longer than that, because the 4th and 5th was showing up on the 30th, right? That was 6 days in advance. And I was like, wow, how could they ever forecast plasma 6 days in advance? And then they also forecasted this for the, remember I said 10th and 11th? If y'all watch me every night, y'all know. I said, how could they do that 14 days, 13 days in advance? And now none of the CMEs that happened have been modeled. Nothing. Nothing's been modeled whatsoever. Now, I will show y'all that something's been modeled. Just, I did want to show y'all what's also very, very strange is there's really no big earthquakes, and there really hasn't been for months. If all this terrible weather is really hitting and we're getting 5.0s, right? It's not New Madrid. That's New Madrid. That is a hazard. Watch this. Doom. Nailed it. When you know too much, they don't like you too much, right? They demonetize you. I wanted to see for myself, because they regularly don't go back into the program far enough to see if we had electrons coming off these flares, which we should have, and we should also be in a, should we not be in a proton storm? Should we not have a polar cap absorption event going on right now? Of course we should. Of course we should. If there's really inbound CMEs, the protons would have hit almost instantly, speed of light, 93 million miles, and the electrons almost instantly. But what do you see? I have it all pulled up. Now, I do see the protons headed towards space weather threshold, but far from it. They should have shot up if this really occurred. I don't know what to think anymore with these people. It used to fit together like a perfect puzzle. I could pull up 100 models. Everything would fit together perfectly. I had called out a solar storm for 6:15 one night about 2-3 years ago, and everyone's internet and phones went out. Brandon came on and said that China and a South American country had hacked all the phone systems, but I already knew, and we all knew, that we called out that inbound storm using all their modeling equipment to the hour, and everyone wrote me. I remember getting over 1,000 people to write me saying, wow, you nailed the timing perfectly. Why did they say it was a hack? Why did they say it was a hack? I guess they don't want y'all to know how vulnerable they are. We are. Screw them. They're not that vulnerable. They've got caves to hide in. We don't. All right, we're back down from an M class baseline. It sounds good, Jane Kennedy. That's kind of the meal I would like to have. I guess tomorrow night, early, about 4:30, I'll go to the steakhouse, the good one, and get a little filet, some asparagus, and hell, maybe even a dessert. just in case, because when that electricity goes out, I want y'all to do me a favor, and even if nothing happens, which I expect nothing to happen, okay? I've seen no X-20s. I do see the possibility of cannibals seeing me. I see nothing really happening here. But, fill your tanks and buy extra bottled water. Do those two things for me, and I'll love you lots. All right? I also need somebody to buy me some coffee. I had Donna come in, and really, I'm sending her several Spider Code knives, but I had Donna come in and buy a couple cups of coffee. But one of the 5 knives I'm sending her is worth the coffee that she bought. No big deal. I'm trying to be a minimalist, okay? Even, like, I have 4 printers. I have let's see if I can even read them. I've got the OfficeJet Pro 8610, the OfficeJet Pro 6978, and then two more that aren't inkjet. They're better ones under the table, and I can't really get under there right now. They're not inkjet, they're cartridges. They can print out thousands of pages. So even printers, I've got 5 of them, right? Computers, I've got 14 of them, all working. I want to be a minimalist. That is my goal in life. You know, there was a time in my life that I wanted to collect everything, have every great car. I've already had it. I've had every superbike I wanted, everything, every home I ever wanted. Now I want to be a minimalist that can do and go where I want to. You know, do and go where I want to. I don't want to live in a Winnebago or anything, but I do want to have a home base and be a minimalist. And that's just something, as you grow older, you learn. It's not about items. At some time, I used to call myself a collector, right? I collect firearms, I collect knives, I collect this, gold, silver. Still gold, silver, I'll probably collect until it's needed to be used. But I want to become a minimalist, and I don't need a lot of belongings. You know, I really don't. I've realized that over the years, all that does is nothing for you. Nothing. All right, we're having a good time yet? Get ready. You're going to see mainstream media pick up on this tomorrow because NOAA's giving a press conference. I mean, I hope we're going to go to NOAA and we're going to actually show the press conference live. They're not giving me a time for immediate release, media advisory. All right. James Kaufman, who am I speaking with?
George Goggins, Mr. Kaufman. How you doing? You have my permission to take me last.
All right. I'm trying to be a minimalist.
Yeah. Well, no, I just heard what you were saying. I agree entirely. You know, the more items you own, the more items that own you.
Exactly, and that's how I feel. So I want to be down to, I don't need 120 guns. I'm down to 29. I want to be down to 10.
Yeah.
Now I do.
It even ties directly into that reading last time I did when I was on there about, you know, well, I got another reading for you tonight that ties into it directly if you're game.
Well, not right this second, but you know what? I did listen to your reading, and I was already there mentally. As far as material things, I remember James was the reading. How convenient, right?
Book of James, yep.
Yeah, Book of James. I remember it that well because I said, well, I'm already doing everything I'm supposed to then. I don't even mind giving away stuff to people that need it. Doesn't matter to me.
I gave away a pickup truck to a family in need once just because, you know, they were living in an RV that was getting towed by the police. They had no other choice and options. And I was like, I got a truck that I can't afford to get fixed, but it's good enough to run and get where you got to go. And if you can fix it, you know, it'll be even better. But here you go. And, you know, basically they lived in it for a while. So that was pretty, you know, I was happy that happened.
All right, let's take a look at the poll here. I forgot what the damn poll is. Y'all always like these polls at 50-50. You know, I saw a poll on Twitter. A lot of smart people are on Twitter. A lot of dumb people are on Twitter. But they had, we went to the moon in 69. We didn't go to the moon. Not go to the moon was filled with votes, like 10 million votes versus like 100 votes of people that believe everything they see on TV, right? Now, NASA's got a new video today, what it's like to enter a black hole. I'm thinking, how do you know? Let me throw you in one and come back and tell me, right?
Yeah, good luck getting that information back.
So I will have a little filet. I want some butter on it or some butter sauce. I'm going to have some asparagus. I might even do the bad fried asparagus. I know. And then...
I've actually had fried asparagus quite a few times in the past few weeks.
Those are really great, especially if they put a little drizzle on them of some kind.
Yeah, a little bit of spicing on like steak spice. Just like a typical like steak rub spice on top of them. Delicious.
Yeah, and I like the... I'm probably going to the high end tomorrow because they might, there's a 1% chance electricity grids will go out. And it's funny how they're they won't give me a time because, let's see, Friday, May 10th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. When? That is it. That is it right there. And you can watch it right here on YouTube. Now, since it's on YouTube only, we cannot watch it. I guess we can. It's a government agency. I want to see them strike me. So let me open this link and save it for tomorrow, or at least know that this is here. I don't know. I guess that'll be 9 a.m. in the morning, my time.
James, my real concern about tomorrow, the worst possible case is it possible that such an event or one stronger could ignite the batteries in all the electric vehicles, causing basically thermite fires everywhere?
It's not likely. It's probable. And I think it's...
Well, out there listening,
you do realize that most of the countries like Sweden and Norway that started adopting electrical buses sold them all or trashed them all because they all were catching fire with people on them? All of the countries.
I had a small lithium battery exploded in one of those nicotine vaporizers in my hand, and that thing was like hellfire. It was like literally it cut a hole through my hand in spots.
And
it was only like 2 seconds. Like you get your family in a car that's being powered by one of those things, you're really not doing the wisest decision in life.
Guys, I've got one of these Trax Ultras for big boys like me, 225. It's really, I bought it for my daughter, but it goes like 40 miles an hour. And it sits in her room. It's not plugged in or anything, but I've seen these e-bikes and these scooters just blow up out of the blue. And that's in a room in between where I'm at here in the study and my bedroom, which scares the out of me. They said that this is a completely rare event. Now, we'll say, in the 10 years I've been watching this, we might not hit a G4. They're just saying we are, right? Now, I'm worried that they might set off an EMP because this election looks so bad number-wise and try to set the lights off, causing a... what do you call it when the National Guard comes out and you're not allowed to do anything?
What's it called? Martial law.
Martial law to postpone these elections because if Brandon wins, everyone's going to question it. Everyone's going to have to go to jail at that point, right? If y'all haven't noticed, your food prices up 21%. Your housing prices are up 30%. My landlord sent me offers. My lease isn't up till August 31st. He said, I need you to pick an offer by the end of this month. May, June, July, August, 90 days in advance because he's trying to get me hooked in. I said, I can't do that right now. He said, well, these offers might go away. I never even looked at the offers. let's just say that every single time they've gone up, and they go up just below the cost of, it'll cost you about $2 to $3 grand with a deposit to move somewhere else and the moving company. So they go up about $2 3 grand for whatever period. Usually I took the longest period he'd offer me, right? And I'm paying almost, well over $2 grand with electricity, water, garbage. Well over $2 grand. I live alone, guys. Now I keep a room for my daughter, and she spends the night here about 20 nights a year. So I told her, hey, maybe I'll move into. Right now I've got about 1,800 square foot. Maybe I'll move into 500 square foot.
So what time is this event supposed to hit us exactly? Anyhow.
Well, no one's really given us a time. I could probably figure it out by the speed that they say the problem is there's 4 to 6 of them. And some people say 4. I counted 6. Let's real quick see if they actually are still stopping Lasco or Lasco C3 at 1453, or if it goes through and shows that last flare, the X2.2. That'll tell us a lot right there.
The local news is telling us that we may see the northern lights here, so there's that.
You'll definitely see. They were talking Alabama earlier today on NOAA NASA. All right, looks like we're missing 1442. This is a big problem. The biggest eruption was at 1753 UTC time, that 2.2. So what did they do? They went from 1442 and took all the information out it looks like about 5 hours. About 5 hours, guys. And you can see the plasma coming out still. It's a halo eruption. They can't fool us that bad. So don't think that there's only 4 coming. Remember, there's 6 coming, and I'll guarantee it. They just don't erase information for fun, right?
Well, I remember earlier today when I texted you, first thing today, it was first it said there was an X1 within the past 6 hours, then it said the top one was an M6, then minutes later it said an X1 again.
And that actually occurred, wasn't that last night, 9.6 M flare, and then followed by, as soon as it ended the same minute, a 9 flare, and I'll show you that right now, guys. I have a pretty good memory. Those are the 2 first, although several of them happened before that. They've been hiding these I don't know why I'm going to Twitter. They've been hiding these things from us here for some time here, guys. If there's something y'all want to see, let me know. I'm all ears tonight. But I also want to show you guys. Look, there's that G4, an 8.33, almost a G5. G5's like the new jet, isn't it? That was supposed to be a joke. I guess it wasn't funny. I guess no one has $1 trillion anymore. So look, I want y'all to see that, look, even NOAA's looking for around 95 centimeters cubed. If y'all go to my other channel, at World News Report 1, y'all can see everything laid out for y'all in a perfect report. Everything's going to happen tomorrow. We can also see, now, what did you ask about? You asked about something that's on this page. You asked about this. And I'm pretty, you know what? I'm going to bring you to even a better page. I guess we didn't get hit by either one of those rocks that flew by all of a sudden, right? Guys, I've got my mind is encompassed with this crap. All right, so the X2.25 happened right here at 8:40 UTC time, and then we started having that X1.1 17:30. They took that out. They took everything from 1300 all the way to 2100, and look, that's 3663 with an M1, nothing. We used to be like, M1, oh my lord. They haven't even assigned these. They might be filament eruptions. And then 6.4 has already popped off in the last 20, 30, 3 hours ago. See if there's anything. This is today. 6.4 lost. Oh my lord. 6.4 went from alpha, beta, delta, gamma to alpha, beta.
I've never seen it do this before. This is quite interesting.
Well, it just lost its entire complexity.
It's weak in general.
The whole sunspot went from, it didn't even go to orange yet, alpha, beta, gamma. It went right to alpha, beta from alpha, beta, delta, gamma. They call these delta sunspots in red. And these are alpha, beta, gamma in orange without the delta. These are delta sunspots. And look, they have it going to gray, which is alpha, beta. Now, that is freakish. We're talking about this ending at 2351. The sunspot still alpha, beta, delta, gamma. The most complex sunspot, 2355. And then just 15 minutes later, a similar flare, but the sunspot has lost all complexity. Is that a word? Complexity. Complexity. I knew I was doing it wrong. All right, look. So I've never ever seen this. This is going to be a first time. Even today, 95% chance of an M-class solar flare. 95% chance. We used to report M. That's because it's an M baseline. It's almost like a C. It should be 100%, right? And we did see it at 60% yesterday. That was the only day I've ever seen that. And that X2.25, well, we're going to have to see what happens, guys. It's going to be ugly. And this is going to, again, I want y'all to realize this is all going to start tomorrow. I'm going to go live about 5, just based on their UTC timing, and I will give y'all timing. Anticipated merge. That means cannibals see me, and arrive late on May 10th. So late on May 10th. May 10th ends at 7 p.m. Central Time. Tomorrow with George, I guess that would be 8.
1 a.m. According to me, 5 UTC and Eastern Standard Time is 1 a.m.
No. What I'm saying is late on May 10th. So actually for you, 0000 UTC on the 11th is 7 o'clock for me. So it's 8 o'clock for you tomorrow. So they're expecting it to arrive late tomorrow, which that's why I'm going live at 5. Give us 2 hours. And then early on May 11th, which is 7 to 10. So that's going to be your impact hours right there. So from 5 to 10, we're going to see if we can even get a computer feed. I wish all you guys had ham radios, because I'd gladly broadcast out on the ham radio. I talked to Australia, Seattle, everywhere. Actually, I don't talk to anyone because
Radio operator.
It would be illegal for me to, because I don't have the license. But
She actually got certified for it.
Right, but if things go raw, I won't.
Things go wrong. The license is no longer something you really have to be concerned with.
That's right.
Do what you do.
They're not going to be worried about me using my ham radio if the lights are out, right? They're going to have so many incidents. By incidents, I mean bad things happening with a lot of bad people in the world. Okay, They're not going to worry about you hitting the send button on your ham radio.
The electric car's catching on fire everywhere. That's going to be an issue on its own right, potentially.
Well, I think you're absolutely correct, George.
I've had weird visions about this for a number of years now, and there's also those houses that are battery powered now too, so that could be a big issue.
Think about the solar panels that'll just fry on these roofs and send it down to those big transformers in the garages.
People that have actually been mentioning about they already disconnected their solar panels tonight just for that reason.
Smart kids out there. I don't know anyone that smart personally. All right, let's see if James is going to take a tornado up the Ching Chang tonight. These two, I'm going to actually upgrade that. God, I hate the colors. Look, this is chaff. They're seeding this. And let's go and watch and see if they're after me. How can we do it? I think y'all already all know.
I mean, the sun's going crazy.
Look, no, wait. This is the first time we've ever seen this. The brown got so dark it turned purple. The brown got so dark they wanted me so bad. Look at these. It's all headed towards me, irregular lightning. You guys are about to hear it. It sounds like train. This is going to be so terrible, and this is going to happen real quick here. Show you exactly where I am at, which is right here, and this is.
It takes the storm like Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump, where he's like riding on top of the mast of the ship, and he's like screaming at the storm.
Guys, have y'all ever seen purple? Well, we know what the brown means, but they're after your boy now. Look at this. And look, this lines up perfectly with my house, unfortunately. There's Brenham. Look, I'm actually pinging from the tower here on the expressway, I-45, but I live right here. Where my deal is here, because that's the major tower that I ping from. I should put my VPN on real quick. You know, Facebook would not let me on with a VPN. You're not allowed to get on today with a VPN. I had to turn it off to get on. They want to know where you are and who you are.
I'm not going to go on your roof and scream at the sky as the storm passes over.
They said, prove you're James Kaufman. We want you to call us on your phone. They made me do like 4 steps. They said, oh, you are. I said, and I finally realized it's because I had my VPN on from last night. Let's see where I'm going to refresh this and see where they route us. See how I'm not pinging from there anymore? Let's see if we can see where I'm pinging from. I'm pinging from Dallas. Look, I moved to Dallas. I picked up my stuff. I decided I like Dallas better. And I moved to Dallas just now. In front of your eyes. You know I'm fighting them tooth and nail, guys. I would call, I've been using computers since 1976. I was a DOS professional, a Windows tester in 85, 86, 87. Before Windows, that was stolen. Word came from WordPerfect. Excel came from Lotus 123. I can tell you where they stole everything from because I'm that old. And then they actually made my whole company a tester, which means they gave us like 100 free loads, as long as we would write them information about what we liked, how to improve their product, and we did that for about 7 years. So I know Bill Gates well, and you know what? I don't like him. We were one of 100 testers in the nation just because I had a decent-sized company when I was fucking 20. Who else does? Nobody.
Destruction are wide, especially Bill Gates.
Look at that purple. And then look at this black here.
It's all swamp gas. I'm sticking to it.
You're sticking to it, huh? Well, I'm sticking to me trying to survive this. I'm going to show you all my house. We're going to zoom in real quick. And guys, I'm right in this neck of the woods right here. And it looks like they are determined on sparking this thing. Are they not? I mean, I'm used to it. If I fly away, hopefully I have my cape on, like Superman.
I told you, go on the roof with a bottle of vodka and scream at the storm like Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump.
I need some tequila if I'm going to do that.
Fair enough. You better that.
You know, with tonight going exactly how I knew it was going to go, I almost bought one of those little airplane tequilas, some Patron.
Picture it very easily, and it's hilarious in my head.
Right, a couple Patron. I didn't buy them; they're so expensive. One little 50 milliliter of Patron is $7. $7. I was like,
if you want a really good one, go with the Casamigos Mezcal. That's really good stuff. It's in like a grayish bottle.
the vodka I'm drinking tonight, and I'm not going to plug anybody. Taste Test won every contest in the United States of America. And it's not that expensive. It's highly distilled out of Texas. It's Texas vodka. And it's won every contest in the U.S. blind taste test. Some guy, he goes, we hide the whole box for you, James. They really actually do. They have it hidden under the cabinet for me. Because I'll only buy 375 milliliters a night because I want to stay healthy, right? And that's for me about 2 drinks, maybe 3, something like that. Two regularly, because this is probably. What are the you guys know the blue and red cups? How big are those? Are those 16 ounces or bigger? The regular party cups. I know y'all all know them. Come on.
Solo cups? No, like 12
Solo.
ounces.
No, they're bigger than 12s. They've got to be.
No? 16 maybe? I don't know.
I'm guessing they are 16. 16, the sauce knows. I was guessing 16. So, so y'all tell me what y'all want to do, because I have it all at my fingertips. Everything's saved. Everything's ready to go. Do y'all want to see the space weather? Do y'all want to see these tornadoes hit James here in a few minutes? Do y'all want to see some of the tornado damage from today? Why don't we do that for a second? That'll be fun. All right. Okay. And look, oh Lord. G4 severe. Now, G5 is as high as it goes. Am I right or wrong? I think I'm right with that. G5 is as high as it goes. I've never been into a G4 before. But hopefully this won't occur. The only way that would occur, because these are not really big flares, if the faster flares caught up with the slower flares and caused damage, or no, caught up with the slower flares and caused a cannibal CME. That'd be the only way. 1 hour ago, where are we? Sulphur, Oklahoma getting hit. And that's not even on the map yet. Definitely a huge tornado. See, University of Michigan guys, and these are the ones on University of Michigan. I'll update them. Y'all can see. It takes about 2 or 3 hours for them to actually put something up. Look at those trees. This is going to be Tennessee. Tennessee. 10 hours. 10 hours ago in Tennessee.
Like that Maryland once.
1 hour ago, and this is going to be Tennessee, Columbia, Tennessee. All these pictures are coming out of Columbia, Tennessee. I don't know a lot about that area. I'm not going to lie. It's remarkable that there's no injuries reported. I mean, and that's in 4 days.
People should be reporting, not in good condition after all this, but somehow everyone's good
It's so freaky. It's so freaky for me. Look at the ambulances here in Columbia, Tennessee, guys. But all these people were treated and released on the scene. No one went to the hospital. There were no deaths. I didn't realize that the tornado would go through the trees. And my mom and dad said, "Oh, yes, son, you're not safe there in the forest." This is the path. I want y'all to see the path over here. This is where I finally figured out that the trees mean nothing. Watch it hit. Look, all these trees are down, guys. That's a forest it just took out. And it looks like it balanced right there on the lake.
What? I've seen pine trees that were completely stripped right after a small tornado came through right around here.
Is that right?
They look like big spikes in the ground with little tiny nubs coming off them with no pine needles. So it was kind of crazy.
Of course, guys, this is the FedEx warehouse. Y'all saw the hopefully, if y'all go to my other channel, you see my the FedEx plane crash land. I have the whole video up. Y'all got to check that out. More importantly,
those trees did to make God so angry.
You know what? More importantly, if y'all have 15 minutes and 46 seconds, watch my space weather update for today. It's on the other channel at World News Report 1. At the @ sign, World News Report 1. And it'll bring you right there. Hit videos and you will see it. It's all going to be Columbia, Tennessee got hit. Hard, boy. Hard. Columbia, Tennessee. Lanton, Tennessee. I'm sure close to Columbia, right? This is going to be Columbia, Tennessee. I guess you... Oh, Lord. Now, that was freaky. We're going to have to see that again. Look, up in the tree. Is that a car? No, wait. I'm serious. What is that up in the tree? You know how high that is? This is drone footage. Look at that SUV there. I mean, and no one... you know, there were 6 people killed when the bridge collapsed in Baltimore. We've had I think we had 4 people pass away a few nights, 4 or 5 nights ago.
There was only 6 people on that bridge. That thing was huge.
Yeah, they were working on the bridge. They were all illegal aliens.
These people, but for
look! Oh my God! Look at this! Look at this! I don't know if y'all can see and hear me at the same time, but this is unimaginable. This is a street going into a downtown area. And where is this? Oklahoma. Barnesdale, Oklahoma is gone, girl. And again, none of the tornadoes here, they would be red. They would be red like the ones I showed y'all 3 days ago if there was casualties. All orange means is property damage. That's it.
Yeah.
The red ones means someone was hurt or worse. And probably, based on what we're seeing, worse. And guys, don't go towards a tornado because this debris flies 2-3 miles away. And if one of these goes through your windshield, it's just like a bullet. Okay? Just like a bullet. This is Holly, Texas.
Like a cannonball coming at you.
All right. So,
that's a tornado indeed. Tracy Lawrence.
it has been crazy. And you know what? If we counted the tornadoes thus far this week, today being Thursday, it'd be well over 100. They just kick them off after 48 hours here. And have y'all heard? I watch mainstream media. No one's reporting. They report on the hush money trial all day long, but no one's reported on the 25 towns that are missing.
James, you know what I'm noticing? There's a heavy cluster of those tornadoes directly underneath the path of the eclipse.
Look at that. That's a good call. Look at that. I'm drawing the eclipse out for you guys right here in the tornadoes. And you know, I knew when but I also told y'all May 1st started tornado season that goes through June 31st. And we did cover the second biggest day ever last year before on this channel, the 29 or 24. We did 101 tornadoes on the ground in one day, not 24 hours, one day. What was that, 2-3 days ago? I mean, unbelievable.
Like tornadoes in a week than we usually have in a year or something, isn't it?
You know what? I'll have to look into that and do the research.
It does seem a little bit disproportionate to the past.
Definitely disproportionate to the past, guys. All right, Beaumont, Texas has somehow made it through me. I'm here. I didn't get any rain. I got nothing. Let me update this. This is so freaky. Well, they're not showing it now, but they are showing stuff coming on screen. This is going to be Austin, Texas radar, and look at the colors we got going on. Now, let's see. I'm going to show you all my county. If anyone gives a hoot, don't pollute. It's luckily not even on here. So, but I will be in play here in about 10-20 minutes. Hopefully you guys like thunder and lightning while I'm speaking, because y'all about to hear a lot of it. Thunder!
What's going on? That'd be perfect background.
Thunder! Lightning! Alright, you'll have to know that Brian's there. I'm right there. Look, I'm right there in that corner at that point. I always tell y'all, and look, they're actually bringing it. Look, they're seeding down here. They're seeding down here. How do we know? How do we know? All we got to do is go over and look.
That went well over in Saudi Arabia. They started seeding, and now the damn rains won't stop.
Right. Well, it's not Saudi Arabia, actually. It's Qatar, but close enough, right?
The Middle East. There we go.
They actually paid Great Britain to do their seeding for them, and I did a video showing you how they chuck the clouds. Look at all the brown here, and this is coming towards Mr. Kaufman here, and I'll show you my exact house. Exact house is going to be, I mean, right around here, you know, right around here. And I'm guessing that this is going to end up right around here as well. What do y'all?
How's the Schumann residence looking like right now?
You know what? We have no space weather right now, so there's a chance that the Schumann residence could be going off. Anytime we have space weather, there's zero chance it will, because the atmosphere pumps up and perks up, and these girls hate me. Oh, you got so lucky to get rain. No, I'm telling y'all what's really going on. We're doing a pole flip. Our atmosphere is collapsing. The agitators, like lightning and snow, are bouncing off the lower region of our atmosphere, the D region, not the E1, E2, F1, or F2 like it always has before. They're bouncing off a much lower region, and when they rebound, they come back much stronger. And as the poles, or as the atmosphere dissipates more and more, the Schumann resonance has gone up higher and higher every year. Soon, there won't be any atmosphere. And by that, I mean 300 mile per hour winds, 400 mile per hour winds, I mean tsunamis, I mean nothing you guys want to deal with. We're doing very calm here on the Schumann, nothing going on regularly. And, you know, let me just go show y'all, because I already know. All that means is there's no lightning storms over in Italy right now on top of the station. And even Edie, I love Edie, but she gets so mad at me because I'm always right. That they used to actually call me always right on the trading floor. He's always right. Well, hey, that's why we're here, right? We're trying to be right. It's not like I was hiding my information from anyone. As soon as I'd make the trade, I'd tell everyone, because I would just push it higher, right? Push it higher. But everyone thinks they're ascending, and there is some truth to that. Y'all know I went to college and law school on a mathematical scholarship. So I understand string theory, M theory, superstring theory, and it actually says, and that's the equation, the higher your frequency, the higher your vibration, the higher your actual dimension, right? And I've shown y'all that with a jump rope, because my professor had to show me, right? I just didn't understand it, but I will show y'all once again. And you can go both ways in the higher dimensions: negative higher dimensions and positive higher dimensions. And it does all depend on your vibration and frequency. So you would think if the Schumann resonance is raising the frequency and vibration, you'd be ascending, but you're not ascending. What's happening is it's just the agitators, and let me bring you right to it. The agitators are bouncing off much lower parts of the atmosphere. There's Turin. I just want y'all to see, and here's Kumina. See, there's nothing happening around here. There's nothing happening. I will bet anyone on here $1,000. The reason that the geophones aren't working is because the snow you see right there, and I'll also bet you $1,000 you'll never see a Schumann resonance spike over 100, even over 50 if there's space weather, because our shields, they're like calluses on your feet, okay? So the more they're used, the stronger they get, okay? And if they're not being used...
Even with this whole thing heading towards us, they're pretty weak to begin with.
They're weakening because of the magnetic pole shift, not a physical pole shift. Now, I've always wondered this, because if anyone's taken a battery and put copper wiring on the top and bottom, and then you have electricity, if you put those together, you get an explosion. But if you put them on something, you can run it like a car. We used to make our little electric cars that do 60 miles an hour. I was 12, I'm wondering what happens when that magnetic pole, which is now in just about central Russia. I already checked it out yesterday. The other one's in Australia. The southern pole's in Australia, central Australia. They seem to be wanting to meet. And I thought that one would go one way, the other would go the other way, and they would flip. But they're both going to meet right north of Indonesia proper. And when a positive meets a negative, what do y'all think happens? Now, I don't have the answers. I do, technically.
It's either they negate each other or complete, when you try to put two magnets together and they fly apart.
Well, but those are two the same magnets. Positive and positive don't attract. Positive and negative do attract. Now, how does the pole flip happen? Why don't they just stay and sit there north of Indonesia and blow up? I guess they do at some level. I'm not quite sure.
My guess would be that due to the mass and nature and size of it all, they're pulling together actually causes them to fly past each other.
T-Nova, you're more than willing to call in if you leave your number at worldnewsreporttoday@gmail.com and then come back to this. I'll kill the screen so no one can see as long as you're in the U.S. I called even Canada on my Verizon, and it cost me $600 for 10 minutes. Bunch of jackasses, right? But I would love to see, and the women, because it is mostly women, I don't see any men on these things that think they're ascending. I said, look around. Do y'all see any countries that it looks like are ascending, becoming higher resonance, smarter?
Well, James, think about this too, that if you're in too high of a vibrational state, you'll experience anxiety, and if you're in too low of one, you'll experience depression.
Well, string theory right now says there's over 26 super string theory, M theory, over 26 dimensions. I'm going to show y'all what the dimensions look like. And this is how my teacher, remember, I went to a full scholarship.
How they're conceptualized, not how they actually look like, because that'd be impossible.
Remember, I went to Loyola, a top 10 school in the nation, with just my scores.
I was a Rhodes Scholar, but I've definitely studied all of this.
Jumping rope. I want to show you all how he explained to me to get me through. I had to make straight A's. I couldn't make a B, right? I need 3 people jumping rope. Is what I need. All right. Let's see if we can get a good thing of 3 people, 2 people swinging the rope. Here it is right here. So I have to be good enough right now. So their hands are at the highest dimensions, negative and positive. You can look at it as infrared and ultraviolet. And this is where we're at down here at the lowest part. It's swinging the slowest. But their hands are going so fast compared to the speed of the rope. Have you ever jumped rope or spun for a rope? Your hand is moving very, very quickly, but the rope down here at the lower dimensions, 2, 3, 4, 5, are going very slow. And as you move up either direction, you're actually ascending into higher dimensions because of the higher frequencies and vibrations, right? According to the theory of all, we can say M theory, string theory, superstring theory. There's several more that are newer that even said there's more dimensions than 29, right? So your hand, if you ever spun for somebody, it's going like this real quick, but the rope's going zoom, zoom, zoom. We're down here in the 3rd dimension, hopefully on the positive side, right? Now, the closer or the further our vibration and frequency motion actually increases, the higher dimension we move into. So her hand is at a much higher dimension because she's spinning it like this. Zoom, 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 to get the rope to go slowly behind it, right? I hope that helped. I know it was a little bit confusing. My professor was better than me. At least
There's a video out there called Imagining the 10th Dimension. I highly recommend.
What's that, sir?
There's a video out there. It's called Imagining the 10th Dimension. It really sums up everything very nicely and very
well.
visually.
Let me say that it's almost impossible for a human to imagine the 4th or 5th dimension. Okay, almost impossible.
Pretty well. The 5th, you're getting a little.
I've worked on the 4th for years, and I've got questions. Right.
If you look at a person in 4-dimensional terms, they look like a giant worm.
Now let me say this too. I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying. Remember, full scholarship Loyola. They bought my Ninja, my car, my house. I had 3 tutoring job, a library job. Then I went to law school at Loyola.
Hypercube and such.
Guys, what I learned here was just a few things, right? A few things, mostly about people, right? That's the most important thing you can learn about. But this string theory is the theory of everything, if you will. And they finally meshed it with everything that Einstein came up with. And it seems to work pretty much together, that there has to be multiple dimensions or timelines, you can call them, happening at the same time. And again, it's all dependent on frequency and vibration. The higher your frequency and vibration you have, the higher dimension. Now, y'all need to hear this. If you're in the 3rd dimension like we are, we're in the 3rd dimension, aren't we? Or
We're 3-dimensional beings in a 4-dimensional experience at the very least.
Okay, so you can only see below your dimension. You could have someone to your right sitting down next to you in the 5th or 6th dimension. They can see you, but you cannot see them. That was my point. Anyone in a dimension higher than you are can see you, just like I can see a 2-dimensional object, 3-dimensional. We're in the. Let me correct. We're in the 4th dimension. That's why we can see 3D. This computer, 2D, and then they say graphene is 1-dimensional. Now I have my questions if anything can be 1-dimensional, especially the end of a pencil, graphene. And I've had videos taken down for telling y'all what I'm telling y'all right now. But we're in the 4th dimension. I got that wrong. We can see the 3rd and 2nd. They say we can see the 1st, and they say that there's only a few 1-dimensional things, graphene being one of them. But we can't see the higher dimensions. Anyone in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th dimension can see below themselves in every dimension, right? That's how it mathematically comes out, and it mathematically comes out perfectly.
The other dimensions you're speaking of, the angels or the ancients would have called the angelic realms and such.
Well, and mine's more mathematical and yours is more satirical. I've talked to you about that before. Right? I'm in Dallas right now. I just drove to Dallas. All right, they still got this inbound. Let's see if we can update this. See if I do get hit. I really don't want to evacuate tonight. No lies there, guys. All right. We're gonna zoom in. I am right in here. See if that's a recent picture. It doesn't even. 13 minutes ago. It's already raining heavy out there. Damn. Sorry, guys. We'll see what happens, right? If you have faith, you have no fear. And that's what's so beautiful about faith. Only people with faith have no fear. Most people have no faith, so they have a lot of fear. And remember, these evil people ruling the world live off of your fear. So don't let it happen to you. Have faith. Have faith.
Amen.
Marilyn, what do you mean 3/4? Yes. So you can see one dimension below you. We're in the 4th. I got that wrong. I apologize. Got a lot on my mind right now. More than y'all could.
Dimensional.
Sir?
A painting or a drawing would be two-dimensional.
Now, we could have someone in the 5th or 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 29th dimension sitting right next to us. They could see everything. We couldn't even realize now they're...
Not extra-dimensional. That was sitting all around us and within us.
Well, hey, it's not that funny, really.
Well, for me it is. Yeah, I guess.
I want y'all to see what's coming out here of this irregular lightning storm. I don't see anything, do y'all? Nothing to see here. More lightning strikes than has happened in a whole year, and then you see that's where I have 55,000 acres, Natchitoches, Louisiana, guys. That's where the Cass Plantation and Beauregard Plantation, where we stopped the Civil War single-handedly. I'm not trying to brag, but we did. None of the U-boats could get through the Red River here because our plantations backed up to them. And, we had to shoot for our food, so no one got through there. That's why the Civil War never made it to Texas. You're welcome, Texas, where I moved when I was 3 months old, so I feel like a Texan, right? My dad graduated from engineering and architectural school in '69 when I was a few months old, and we moved to Houston, and he built or designed most of the buildings here in Houston. So that is where I'm from.
That's a lot of lightning.
That's irregular lightning. You have to admit, right, George?
Absolutely. Normal, even.
Buoy check. Plug in phone. Phone should be fine. Phone's fine. All right.
Yeah, did you see that Antarctic anomaly on Venture Sky is back and it's doing some weird stuff today?
Everyone's been talking about Ice Cube. I turned them out 2 years ago as far as not doing what they're saying they're going to do. My dad sent me a video. Bring you all the best stories possible. Period. All right. Buoy alert. National Buoy Data Center. We must have something going on. If Teresa tells me, I believe her. All right, what we can do here, guys, is y'all don't know this, but there's only a few tsunami buoys in the whole world. The rest of them are bullshit, and there's no buoys in event mode anywhere in the world right now. Am I missing something? Usually, I'm never missing something. Might be enough to charge your phones up, enough to charge your computer up.
You might want to keep it in a Faraday cage.
And you can actually build one of those.
Absolutely.
Very easy. There are instructions here on YouTube.